Hello, and welcome to yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. Scott here, and yes, it's been quite some time since I've done one of these, probably about a month. I've been fairly busy with quite a things going on, both personally and with gaming and whatnot, so really haven't gotten around to do one of these. And while I've been trying to keep up with the RPG a day month with those little 1-minute snippets I've been doing, again, life intervened and fell behind with the last few days, but who knows? I may do one more montage just to catch up, just to kind of like ride it out into the sunset. We sell, she sells by the seashore. We shall see. But anyways, so I've had several boxes and several games that have kind of been stacking up here at Casa de Orcusdorkus. And wanted to dive into this one that arrived last week because this is one that I've been waiting for quite some time. It is a Kickstarter that I backed, probably maybe a year ago, maybe more, for a wildly popular 5th edition setting. We'll get into that in more detail once we open it up. But it arrived, and I'm excited, and I felt it might have been a good one to kind of kick off going back into some of these unboxings to have a little page through of what's inside these wonderful packages to, shed a little light on these things to kind of, see if it's something that you also might want to pick up and enjoy. That's the whole purpose of these videos, just to give a little first impression and see if it's something that, one of you wonderful people out there in the hobby might want to pick up also. So with that, let's not waste any time and dive back into this. Now, I did find my trusty Coleman camping steak knife, but we won't need it with this box as it's one of these terror to open boxes. And as a little hint as to what may be coming your way, can't talk, it's from Italy. So some of you may already know what this might be. Let's go ahead and, oof. Oh, that's going to pick up very nice on the microphone. All right, so let me just take a little gander here, make sure there's no personal information. Kind of move that off camera. Ooh, there's bumpy bits in here. See, it's one of those Kickstarters where it's been so long, I don't even remember what it was that I backed. So this is pretty exciting here. Let's see here. Kind of lift that off. What is this? A T-shirt? Oh God, I guess I did do the all in with this. All right, we got a large 20-sided die here. We'll set that aside for now. And what do we have in this little T-shirt? Whoa, geez. Lots of fiddly bits with this one. Okay, we'll set that aside. Move this. All right, we'll look at the T-shirt in a minute, but because this is going to highlight what this is. Yes, this is the Brancalonia, the Empire Waxback campaign for the 5th edition setting. Well, Brancalonia. For those who aren't aware what Brancalonia is, it's a what they've titled as a spaghetti fantasy. It's a setting for 5th edition that's based on Italian tradition, folklore, history, landscapes, literature. All these wonderful things that exist. Within the history and the folklore of Italy, that they've kind of combined together into this fantasy setting that is very imaginative, wonderful, hilarious, and it is one of the reasons that I feel that that keeps fifth edition viable. Because say what you will, if you're not a big fan of some of the things that WotC has been putting out, it doesn't mean you can't continue to enjoy 5th edition as a rule set and continue to use those rules and play in these wonderfully imaginative worlds that these third-party companies are coming out with. And I think it's equally important that you, if you do enjoy 5th edition and you're not really a big fan of what may be coming from 1D&D or 6th edition or whatever the heck they end up calling it, supporting these companies is going to continue to provide you with games, settings, and other in other aspects that will keep you playing in 5th edition for, quite some time. And one of those is Brancalonia. I picked up, did I back the original one? I don't remember if I backed the original Kickstarter. I think I might have been a late pledge. It arrived and I instantly fell in love with it. It is, as I said, it is imaginative. It is, hilarious. It's got a wonderful sense of humor. the treatment that they do with some of the rule changes within their book that they have, and the character classes that they provide, and the and the aspects of the, well, I don't think they call them races, but you get the gist. We all know what races mean. Whatever you want to call it is fine, but just for all intents and purposes. So what they've done is due to the success of that, they had a Kickstarter for a campaign, and as you can tell by the title here, the Empire Whacks Back. Tongue in cheek, it's going to be full of adventure, good times, and a wonderful sense of humor. So, but before we dive into it, I'm just going to take a moment and see what are all these things that came with it. I probably did go all in on this one when it came out, so no doubt there's all these wonderful little bits and bobbins that have come with it. So there's a map here. Free Cities of the North, a wonderful little map detailing a large amount of cities here. And set that aside. What do we have here? We have the Knave's Ledger, Finger Licking Death. And by the way, the company who produces this, in case you're wondering and need to look it up, is Acheron Games. You can find them online very easily. You can get a copy of this in some retail outlets, but you can get it online, and also you can get PDFs of it through Drive-Thru RPG. So, what is this? Is this just a little notepad ledger? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I don't know about you. I these little things are neat, but I don't really tend to use them because I feel bad. I feel guilty. This is more like an artifact than just some willy-nilly ledger that you can just write notes in and toss when you're done. So I highly doubt I'll be using it, but we'll see. The official Brancalonia journal for your sessions, record notes, creations, and nonsense fun. So, we'll see. If I ever get around to running this, maybe I will use it. Let's see. What do we have? We have postcards. Saluti da Pavida, I think. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I'm going to butcher it. And so yes, wonderful little postcards here. See, these are the kind of cool things that you can end up framing. And we have some more here. Let's see, Quizagramma. Let's see. Is that Brent? Oh God, I can't read this, and I'm not going to fumble through it and embarrass myself further. Osaki da Tarantazia. Wonderful. And we've got more maps. We have a map of the legend for the Condottiero. And let's see, two sides. Oh no, it's two parts of it. Excellent. And okay. So yeah, Condottiero. That's the GM in the game, and then legend for the Knaves. The Knaves are the player characters in the game. So this is a player-facing map. Excellent. And then we've got another one and another one. So, and also, a wonderful little large 20-sided die. All right, so let's take just take a quick peek. Let me put this box aside because there was something else that came with it. So, what do you get? So there's the inside map of the Free Cities of the North, the Empire Whacks Back. Let's see, what does it say here? A long time ago in a kingdom far, far away. Yes, so Royal Brancalonia Library, year 1023 after the fall. This book was damaged by Bonacorso de Vinci that stained it many places, just as he did with other volumes of the series. This time the vandal made amends with salami, 5, and goat cheese wheels in number of 7, the librarian. So it is a dark time for the free towns in the north. In spite of all peace efforts and dynastic agreements, the imperial armies have descended into the so-called Kingdom of Bounty, or Kingdom of the Bounty, to make clear who is in charge through sheer might of arms. They have ousted the rebel forces from their hidden bases and pursued them across the pagan plain. Oh, this should be a scroll, a classic Star Wars scroll. Tarantazia and other towns longing for freedom are now in cahoots with each other and are ready to deal with the emperor or to fight for freedom. The Empire Wax Back is a game campaign for the 5th edition of the most famous role-playing game in the world, set in the Kingdom of Bounty from Brancalonia, the spaghetti fantasy RPG. So there you go. So yeah, and here's a definition from their own words too. Let's see. Brancalonia is a spaghetti fantasy setting for 5th edition of the most famous role-playing game of all time, based on Italian customs, folklore, history, lands, fiction, and pop culture. So if that's your jam, or where you would like it to become your jam, definitely pick up, the core rule book. All right, so what do we got here? It's a large set of tables and contents. So knaves to war, new equipment and spells, of course, squeaking carts and two-handed, slaps, new dive games, new grand luxuries, new feudal order, and then the campaign itself, the Empire Wax Back, with such chapter titles as Stall Wars, The First Rollick, Recruitment, The First Order, Cassiola's Route, A New Bravery, Attack of the Gourds, The Gourd Wars, A Tremor in the Fork, Attack on the Death Tower, Rebels, Knave Squadron, and The End of the War. And looks like they have several new monsters and enemies, and then long non-player characters and reoccurring foes. So one of the things that you'll find in Brancalonia, in the other Brancalonia books is not only is the setting wonderful to read and enjoy, but the artwork is fantastic. It is just superb. If you're not really a big fan of some of the artwork that's been utilized in a lot of the more recent WotC offerings, you will not be let down by what's in here. So as we go through, we're just going to do a little flip through of that because this is a campaign, so we don't want to give it a ton of spoilers. Jack Rabbit, Farragoul, new personalities and backgrounds, so things to further flesh out your characters. So new backgrounds, Powder Dabbler, Spirited, Slacker, new feats, Artificer, Bounce Back, Force March, Fork Choke. Okay, yeah. So this is gonna be a fun read. It's gonna be full of wonderful puns: Fork Deception, Fork Dexterity, Fork Push, Heavy Metal Armored. Okay, yeah. So already, so new equipment and spells. They've got firearms, of course, because this is kind of a Renaissance type setting. Flamberge, coin scratcher, so on. New magical junk, bags of looting, coin of superstition, fey accordion, figurine of unassuming power, wet rag of iron cast plates. Oh yeah, so yeah, I think this is gonna be one of those where this is definitely gonna be a fun, kind of call it a day, or a fun book to read in bed to kind of get caught up with it all. All right, so I'll just kind of give some more flip throughs. Yeah, so as I said, it's the layout is decent. It's very it's not dissimilar from WotC, but for whatever reason it just reads better. Let's see, continuing on. Yeah, so you can see it's the book itself. It's not the font, the layout, everything is wonderful. Plenty of different styles and types of artwork, but that still fit together in a cohesive style. Don't really branch away from the setting itself, and you seem to get a wonderful different style of campaign. That's what's been provided to you. And again, I'm throwing WotC under the bus. That's kind of that's the new thing to do, but it is what it is. And I've not been a fan of what regardless if any of the negative aspects that WotC had pulled over the past couple of years never happened, still wouldn't be a fan of the stuff that they produced. It's just not up to task as some of the things that these wonderful third-party companies are doing with 5th edition, and not just Acheron, but several of the other ones out there. All right, so as you can tell, it is a fairly detailed, well-presented campaign that's going to take you around this area of the free cities of the north, and I think provide you with a raucous good time. The Gourd Wars. I just I love these. Oh, okay. Ending the campaign here. So, I mean, and I it's probably not going to be the same, but I dare say this probably has a lot of that tongue-in-cheek humor that you would find in, certain Warhammer campaigns and whatnot. So there's going to be those who enjoy the Warhammer setting and, may not be a giant fan of, the Warhammer rules, may find that, that similar type of personality within something like this. And they get to play with, 5th edition rules if that's their jam. All right, I think we're just going to kind of flip to the end, take a look at some of the cool monsters that they have, and non-occurring player characters. Colvernier, Dive Keeper. All right, so we're almost there, and. All right. Yes, and it is a ENnie award winner. ENnie award for best electronic book, and product of the year for best writing and best setting. So yes, many accolades and well deserving have been bestowed upon Brancalonia, and a wonderful bar fight. So again, if you're familiar with Warhammer and the Warhammer fantasy setting. This type of scene here of a drunken bar brawl with a variety of different personalities and different states of aggression is something that should be very familiar and comfortable to you. May the fork be with you. Brancalonia, The Empire Wax Back is Brancalonia's first official campaign created in cooperation with feudalism and freedom. This book contains an original gaming campaign made up of 10 interconnected episodes and also features additional content unlocked during the outstanding crowdfunding campaign held in 2021. Wow, it's been 2 years. Oh boy. Okay. In this expansion, you will find campaign with 10 interconnected episodes, as stated, new information about the Empire, its secrets, and its armies, 3 new playable races, the Akamboldi, Jackrabbits, and Paraghouls, new backgrounds, new dive games, new grand luxuries, new equipment, and new magical junk. 4 new cities to explore, each with its own map, ideas for new adventures, and secrets to uncover. More than 20 new monsters, foes, and enemies. The Fork Awakens, an in-depth look of the Imperial Inquisition and the Order of the Fork. And much more. So yes, I'm 2 years, but kind of seems like it's well worth the wait. So we'll set that aside. And again, it's been 2 years, so I have absolutely zero clue what is within this second one. So, again, we don't need our trusty Coleman camping steak knife for this one. We'll slide this one out. Put that aside. And let's see here. Let's just kind of, maybe we will use the knife. Oh, there we go. And coming through. All right, there we go. Well packaged. It took them 2 years to wrap these things up. That's what took so long. All right, slide out, you bastard. There we are. Okay. So, looks like some sort of supplement. I assume. I don't even remember this, but what is it? So I'm going to flip it over. Jinx's Almanac. May the misfortune be with you. Jinx's Almanac is an expansion for the Brancalonia, the spaghetti fantasy setting for the 5th edition of the most famous role-playing game ever. This volume collects and mashes together the daily Jinx issues and digital modules, the special editions, and ones out of the catalog, all officially published between 2020 and 2022, plus additional content unlocked during the game's second crowdfunding campaign. So yes, not only is Brancalonia a fantastic game, and obviously they've got, they do have supporting books, but they do have a lot of online-only stuff that they've continued to publish to support this game over the years since it first came out. So what we have the Annals 1020 to 1022 of the Daily Jinx, the Treasure of Begat, Big Trouble in Borgorato, A Fistful of Hops, Tarantasia, Petachin Heist, Pickled Rich, The Gangover, Army of the Chintanonymous, Hot Cross Buns, and Durante's Return. All right, we'll do a little quick look at this. And again, similar style. Ooh, wonderful. Blonde Cordial, the Tord Boyle sherry that makes damsels merry. Yeah. All right, so these look like some of the things that, as stated, were presented and sold online. So this is a nice little addition. It essentially incorporates already published material, but it's online only. So they provide it to you and present it to you in a wonderful hardback book for those of us who like physical media. All right, so there's a couple flip throughs here. And as you can see, there's that, that familiar WotC format. Can't escape it, but still, it's fine. All right. Yep. So yes, you do get, looks like you just get a bunch of wonderful stuff to continue immersing you in the wonderful world of Brancalonia. And here we go, some monsters. Going through it a little bit more. Let's see, flipping a little bit further. So yes, so you get, so this is something, an additional companion, and you can incorporate it into, a game you already have going, into your new game, or even incorporate it into the Empire wax back if you like. So fantastic. And some beautiful artwork and maps. That's wonderful. Love that. And we got some new monsters and enemies, new magical junk. So yeah, that's just, magic item. No, it's magic junk. Some of the stuff you just don't know. Claudius the Gladius. All right, indulge me for a moment. Hidden somewhere in Plutionia's ruins, Claudius the Gladius shines with a soft, warm light that seems to keep the undead away. Its wooden hilt is decorated with white marble inlays, and its blade looks as sharp as new. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon, but it has the following properties. Undead Destroyer. When you hold the weapon, you are aware of the presence of undead creatures within 60 feet of you. When you hit an undead creature with a melee weapon attack using this magical weapon, the target takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage. And if it has 25 hit points or fewer after taking this damage, it must succeed a wisdom save of DC 15 or be destroyed. Nice. On a successful save, the undead creature becomes frightened of you until the end of your next turn. It has sentience. Claudius the Gladius is a sentient neutral good weapon with an intelligence of 10, wisdom of 12, and a charisma of 18. It has hearing and dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. The weapon can speak, read, and understand Draconian and can communicate with its welder telepathically. Its voice is the hoarse and echoing voice of an old man. While you are attuned to it, Claudius the Gladius also understands every language you know. Personality. Claudius the Gladius speaks with a proud and charming tone, as though accustomed to being listened to by cheering crowds. Although it sometimes starts mumbling nonsense. The sword's current purpose is to destroy the undead, the same stinking undead it's been surrounded by for an unbearable millennium. It's also used as it used to do with adversaries in the arena. The sword's crazy hunger for undead deaths has reached the point of no return, and it must be regularly fed. If Claudius the Gladius goes 10 days or more without destroying an undead, a conflict between it and its wielder occurs on the next sunset. Oh, fantastic. That is wonderful. Hot cross buns. All right, so I think that kind of wraps this one up. Yep, it sure does. All right, and again, more beautiful artwork on the inside cover, or the inside back cover. And that's a dragon. All right, so there you are. This has been 2 years in the making, and while I prefer my Kickstarters to arrive quicker, I do understand, some of these, due to the delay with COVID and everything, some of these things are going to start trickling in as they do. And, sometimes they're well worth the wait, and others, it kind of would have been nice to get them here sooner. But I'm very happy and content and pleasantly surprised with how this one came out. And many, many accolades to Acheron Studios for this. I know that they do other settings or other games. I don't know if they're all for 5th edition, but they do have other games that they do. In fact, just a quick look here. I believe, yes, they do Lex Arcana, which I think is its own set of rules, and Inferno, which is 5th edition. I don't know, but, go to the website and check it out. They do, all their stuff is excellent. And there you have it. There you have it. This has been a month-long wait, so it's been, a wait myself. But this has been yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. For the month of September, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to be getting some people onto the channel and doing one-on-one personal interviews. So I'm looking forward to that. The first one I'm going to be doing here in a couple days. I'm going to leave it as a surprise, but hope to get maybe 4, maybe 5 interviews in for the month of September, and continue on doing the unboxings and anything else that floats my boat that seems interesting or different for this channel, because we are so much more than unprofessional unboxing here, or at least I like to think so. Thank you so much for watching. Please, obviously, if you feel so inclined, give a like, please subscribe, yada, yada, yada in regards to that. But also, please check out a podcast called Titterpigs. Some of you may be aware of that. Titterpigs, the tabletop RPG podcast that I co-host with my friend Keith from Rolling Boxcars, which is also its own tabletop RPG and games review site. So check out his site too. But give a listen to Titterpigs. We recently just recorded an interview with Robert J. Schwab, who is going into the last final days of his Kickstarter for Shadow of the Weird Wizard, but is also the author of the stupendous and wonderful Shadow of the Demon Lord. 2 games, if you're not aware of, you've got to check those out. And if you're not aware who Robert J. Schwab is, look him up. He has done and been involved in many, many wonderful things. And as far as I'm concerned, he has never disappointed. So thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And until next time, have a wonderful day. If I can find the stop button. Take care.